So Joseph, when dealing with the child ego, is it more related with us not giving the child ego enough space so it just reacts in environments where it's not, let's say, needed?
If your child was not given what it needed as a child, enough attention, the two basics, that it matters and that it exists, or that it exists and that it matters, that's the only time you actually had any control of what the child chooses to do, was during those times. Once you become an adult, that part of yourself, you have no control over. It runs the show at that point. While that issue exists, while it feels unfulfilled, and you're not taking steps towards filling yourself and coming to terms and understanding that part of your life, and from an adult perspective, along with the child's perspective, put it together and see the whole story of that child's experience and why maybe that child was, let's say, neglected. That as an adult, you can clearly feel, not just see, but feel that, well, it's because your father had a type of job that there was no choice. He had to be out of the house a lot. Then you can influence that child in you not to wreak havoc in your life. But if you take it as just a very mild intellectual perspective of it, or nothing at all, if you don't even consider it, then out of the blue, that child with its phantom needs. Now I say phantom because it's just like when you've cut off a limb on someone, they still feel it there. So your child is putting feelings upon you that aren't there anymore. It happened back in 19 what have you. And you're feeling it now, and it feels real. And if you're oblivious to even dealing with what occurred back then, if you're not able to put added perspective from your adult self to what the child that you once were experienced, then that child itself, that phantom child will place phantom experiences and feelings and show up when you least expect it. You have no control of when it's going to come up. Unless you're doing ongoing self-work and ongoing self-exploration, you're not going to really be able to manage it. But when you open a space up, let's say you give yourself time to meditate, time to reflect, time to go through therapy and go through it, then you're opening the space of the child to actually go, oh, I can come up now? And so it won't have to come up in the middle of a date, in the middle of your job, or in the middle of a prime situation that calls for you to be solid and strong. And so then it won't sabotage you as much. But to think that you have any control over it, it's not because the child doesn't have space, it actually has full control. You have to provide space so it doesn't wreak havoc in your life. That's what you have to do. That child can take up you can take up the whole space of your life. That child in you can keep your body immature. I'm sure you've seen men and women that still look so like they're little boys and girls, or they talk that way, and they can be old now. That's the power of that child. It has the power to form your body, your face, your behavior, your thoughts, your brain, everything, if it's left unattended.